Most carry lists are lying to you. Here is the truth. Look, I'm just going to say it straight. Most of the best concealed carry lists you find in 2026 are recycled garbage. Same 5 guns, same talking points, written by people who have never actually strapped something to their waistband and gone through a full day with it. You can tell immediately because zero real opinion shows up anywhere. That is not what this is. This list is built around one thing only: what actually works when you are carrying it every single day. Not what looks good in a thumbnail. Not what some forum argument declares the winner. We are talking about real-world carry, real-world comfort, and real-world reliability. Because the best carry gun is not always the most popular one. It is the one you actually want to put on every morning without thinking twice. We are covering 10 guns today. Different price points, different sizes, and different use cases. But every single one earns its spot for a real reason. No sponsorships, no brand loyalty. Just what works. And before we get into it, if you want more, hit that subscribe button now. We do this kind of work regularly, and you genuinely do not want to miss what is coming next. All right, let us get into it. Number 10. Stoeger STR-9. Budget carry that does not feel like a budget gun. So the STR-9 gets slept on constantly, and honestly it should not. When you walk into a gun store and you are not trying to drop $600 on a carry gun, this thing is sitting right there. And it actually works. Not flashy. Not going to win any beauty contests. It runs, it points well, and you get way more guns than the price tag suggests. Specs: barrel length 4.17 inches, capacity 15+1, weight 27.2 ounces, street price approximately $280 to $330. Why it's selling? The price is basically unbeatable for what you actually get. The trigger is smooth enough that you will not be fighting it at the range. Fits most double-stack holsters without a long search. Trade-offs: aftermarket support is still very thin right now. Not the most compact option on this list by any stretch. Finish durability is average at best, and we'll show where. It lands at 10, not because it is weak, it is genuinely solid, but the field in 2026 is competitive, and everything above it earns its higher spot for real reasons. Alright, so look, the STR-9 is your entry point. Now, let us move up the ladder a little because the next one is for a completely different carry situation entirely. Number 9. Ruger LCP Max. When you need something that actually disappears. Pocket carry people, this one is yours. The LCP Max fixed almost everything annoying about the original LCP, while keeping the size basically identical. 12 rounds in a gun that vanishes into a front pocket. That is genuinely impressive for something this small, and that size difference matters when you are dressing for your day, not for your gun. Specs: barrel length 2.8 inches, capacity 12+1, weight 10.6 ounces, street price approximately $350 to $410. Why it's selling? Lightest everyday carry option on this entire list by a significant margin. Flush and extended mags both run without complaints. Deep concealment capability that nothing else here can touch. Trade-offs: small frame means snappier recoil, and there is no way around that physics. Stock sights are very basic, and most shooters end up upgrading them. Larger hands will genuinely struggle to get comfortable with this one. At 9, it earns its spot purely on concealment versatility. Not every day calls for a full-size setup, and the LCP Max understands that better than anything else on this list. Okay, so now we have covered the budget end and the deep concealment end. Everything from here on out consists of guns that are genuinely competing for serious daily carry. Pay attention because this is where the list starts getting interesting. Number 8. Arex Delta Gen 2. The underdog that keeps showing up. Most people still have not heard of Arex, and honestly, that is just their loss. This Slovenian polymer striker-fired pistol competes directly with guns that cost twice as much. The Gen 2 cleaned up the trigger and refined what was already a genuinely solid platform. Once you shoot it, you stop wondering why it keeps showing up on carry lists. Specs: barrel length 4 inches, capacity 17+1, weight 26.5 ounces, street price approximately $450 to $520. Why it's selling. Trigger feel out of the box is legitimately impressive at this price. Grip texture hits the right balance without destroying your hand in the process. Build quality feels premium across the whole gun, not just in spots. Trade-offs. Brand recognition is still low, and that does hurt resale value noticeably. Holster availability is improving, but it is not where it needs to be yet. US service centers are very limited, and that's a real concern for carry guns. 8 feels right. The gun definitely performs better than expected, but the support ecosystem needs more time to catch up before it climbs higher. And look, I know some of you are sitting there thinking, nobody carries an Arex. Fair. But the whole point of this list is to show you what actually earns its place. And the next one is going to get some opinions in the comments for sure. Number 7. Taurus GX4 XL. Compact footprint, not so compact capacity. Taurus has had a reputation problem for years. The GX4 XL genuinely started shifting some of those conversations. You get a compact package running 13 rounds, and for the size that is legitimately hard to argue with. This is not your uncle's Taurus, and anyone still writing it off completely needs to take another look. Specs. Barrel length, 3.71 inches. Capacity, 13 plus 1. Weight, 21.4 ounces. Street price, approximately $330 to $390. Why it's selling. The size to capacity ratio is seriously competitive against much more expensive guns. Ships with 2 magazines right out of the box, which adds immediate value. Strong value play for newer carriers who are watching every dollar spent. Trade-offs. QC has improved, but batch-to-batch consistency is still not perfectly reliable. The trigger reset is not as crisp as you want from a dedicated carry gun. The aftermarket is still growing and has not fully arrived yet. At 7, it is a strong value play. Just do your homework before trusting any Taurus as your primary, and you will be fine. Alright, we are officially halfway through this list, and I just want to say real quick, if you are finding this useful at all, now is a good time to hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it genuinely helps this content reach people who actually need it. Okay, back to it. Because the second half of this list is where the real carry guns live. Number 6. H&K CC9. HK finally made something people can actually afford. HK pricing has been a running joke for years, and the CC9 actually breaks that mold somewhat. It is built on serious engineering. The ergonomics are quintessentially HK, and it sits at a price point that does not require a second mortgage. For people who have always wanted HK quality in a carry package, this is the first time that has really been accessible. Specs. Barrel length 3.4 inches. Capacity 15 plus 1. Weight 24.2 ounces. Street price approximately $550 to $620. Why it's selling. HK build quality at a price point that is actually within reach for most buyers. Grip feel is exceptional and honestly one of the best on this entire list. Shoots noticeably flatter than the compact size would make you expect. Trade-offs. Still pricier than comparable options when you do an honest side-by-side comparison. The aftermarket is brand new and very thin, which limits your customization options right now. Magazine prices are classic HK territory, and that is genuinely painful. It ranks 6th because the overall package is excellent, even though the price-to-feature ratio is not yet perfect for its position on this list. You know what? HK gets you to the door of greatness and then charges you extra to walk through it. Classic. But the next 2 guns, these are where things really open up. Both of them have genuinely loyal followings, and you are about to understand exactly why. Number 5. Beretta PX4 Storm Compact. Old school engineering that still holds its own. The rotating barrel system on the PX4 is genuinely one of the most underappreciated carry features out there right now. That rotating action absorbs recoil in a way that makes a compact gun feel noticeably smoother than it should. Beretta has been building firearms longer than most companies have existed, and every time you pick this up, you understand exactly why that history matters. Specs. Barrel length 3.27 inches. Capacity 15 plus 1. Weight 27.5 ounces. Street price approximately $580 to $650. Why it's selling? Recoil management on this compact platform is a genuine real-world advantage. Beretta reliability is not marketing speak. It is backed by military and law enforcement records. DASA system gives you genuine operational flexibility depending on how you carry. Trade-offs. Heavier than most modern striker-fired options, and that adds up over a full carry day. DASA demands a real training commitment to run it properly and consistently. Grip dimensions are chunky for shooters with smaller hands, and that is just reality. 5 is fair. It is not trendy, and that is actually part of the point. For shooters willing to put in the training it demands, it is legitimately excellent. Some guns earn respect. This one has been earning it for decades. Okay, we are in the top 4 now. Everything left on this list is genuinely excellent. The differences between them are real, but they are not massive. What separates them is detail. So let us talk about it. Number 4, Smith & Wesson M and P Shield Plus. The everyday carry is a benchmark for a reason. Here's the thing about the Shield Plus. It is not exciting, and that is exactly the point. This gun just works. Day after day, round after round. Slim, light, 13 rounds, and S&W support is actually there when you need it. You try finding all 3 of those things in the same package at this price. Specs. Barrel length 3.1 inches. Capacity 13+1. Weight 24 ounces. Street price approximately $480 to $540. Why it's selling? The holster ecosystem is enormous, and you will find an option for any carry position without trouble. A flat trigger is a real and noticeable upgrade from older Shield generations. Balanced size that works equally well for waistband and appendix carry setups. Trade-offs. Nothing groundbreaking here. It is proven and reliable, but not pushing anything forward. The stock trigger could stand to be a bit better straight out of the box. Not the lightest option competing at this price range on this list. 4th is earned. The Shield Plus is the gun people keep coming back to because it consistently makes sense for real daily life. That counts for a lot. Boring wins fights. Remember that. Alright, top 3. This is what you came for. And I will say this clearly, if you only watch the next 3 guns and nothing else, you will walk away with the most important part of this entire list. Number 3. CZ Shadow 2 Compact. Competition DNA crammed into a carry-on package. Here is the thing about the CZ Shadow 2 and Compact. It was never designed to be a carry gun first. It was designed to be exceptional, and the carry capability was included as well. That competition-grade trigger in a package you can actually conceal is an advantage most people on this list cannot touch. If you are serious about shooting performance, this one demands your attention. Specs. Barrel length 3.5 inches. Capacity 15+1. Weight 30.4 ounces. Street price approximately $1,300 to $1,400. Why it's selling? Match grade trigger, straight from the factory with no additional work needed. Accuracy at this carry size is genuinely in a completely different class. CZ build quality and manufacturing standards are reflected throughout the entire gun. Trade-offs. Weight is a very real consideration. This is a heavy carry gun by 2026 standards. Part of the price point puts it out of reach for a large portion of buyers looking at carry guns. Holster options are more limited compared to mainstream platforms like Glock. 3, because of the shooting performance is exceptional in a way that most carry guns simply cannot replicate. Weight and price stop it from going higher. But make no mistake, if you can handle both of those trade-offs, this thing will outshoot almost everything else on your hip. 2 guns left, and honestly, both of them deserve the top spot for completely different reasons. Let me show you why the order landed where it did. Number 2. Walther PDP Compact. The gun that made Walther relevant again. The PDP Compact is what happens when a company actually listens to shooter feedback and then engineers the solution properly. That performance duty pistol trigger gets talked about constantly, and it deserves to be. People who shoot it immediately understand why this conversation keeps coming back to this gun. Everything about it feels intentional. Specs. Barrel length 4 inches. Capacity 15+1. Weight 25.8 ounces. Street price approximately $650 to $720. Why it's selling. Factory trigger quality is genuinely match grade without any aftermarket work. Grip texture stays aggressive but remains comfortable through a full day of carrying. The optics mounting system is one of the most versatile and well thought out available right now. Trade-offs. Footprint is slightly larger than some competitors sitting at the same rank on this list. Holster availability is still catching up to what Glock level support looks like. Some shooters find the grip texture genuinely too aggressive for longer range sessions. 2, because that factory trigger alone warrants serious consideration, and the rest of the package backs it up completely and consistently. The Walther PDP is what a carry gun looks like when no corners are cut. And now, number 1, the one that genuinely surprised people when I first put it here, because on paper it should not work, and in real life it absolutely does. Number 1, Staccato CS, when 1911 DNA actually makes sense. Let us be real, the Staccato CS should not work as a carry gun on paper. It is a 2011 pattern pistol, but it absolutely does work. And once you shoot it, the ranking makes complete sense. The trigger is in another category entirely. The accuracy is in another category entirely. Compact enough to actually carry every day, and the capacity is legitimate. There is a reason professionals who could carry literally anything keep choosing this. Specs: barrel length 3.9 inches, capacity 16+1, weight 26.5 ounces, street price approximately $2,100 to $2,300. Why it's selling. Trigger is simply the best feeling on this entire list with nothing even close behind it. Steel frame makes recoil feel almost completely non-existent for the compact size. Professionals who could carry anything keep choosing this, and that is not an accident. Trade-offs. Price requires a serious financial commitment, and there is absolutely no way around that. Heavier than polymer options, and that weight accumulates across a full carry day. Requires disciplined and consistent maintenance to keep running at its best. Number 1, because for those who can make the investment, nothing else on this list performs at this level. It is not for everyone, but it is genuinely the best, and the best is the best for a reason. So, which one actually belongs on your hip in 2026? And that is the 2026 carry list. 10 guns, real opinions, 0 filler. Here's the honest truth though. Everybody's carry situation is completely different. What works for you depends on your body type, your daily routine, your budget, and most importantly, how much time you have actually spent training with whatever you choose. A reliable $400 gun you shoot consistently every month is going to serve you far better than an expensive one that sits in a safe. Out of every gun on this list, which one actually fits your life right now? The budget, the carry style, the training time you realistically put in? So here's what I want to know from you. Which one of these are you actually running right now? Or which one has your attention for 2026? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I genuinely want to know what you are carrying and why. And if you think I got the order wrong, tell me. Make the case. That is what the comments are for. If this helped you at all, hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it does more for this channel than most people realize. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one, and send this to someone who is still carrying something that does not actually fit their life anymore. You might genuinely help them out. Stay safe, stay sharp, and we will catch you in the next one.